No, I actually this little session started off as me talking about the remastered. I spent like 15 minutes talking about it. No, it's I think it's a perfectly reasonable thing for them to do. I mean, they basically had to make a remastered Skyrim in the first place to make Fallout 4, so they already had the work done, more or less. And they might as well release it, which, you know, they're doing for PC. They're releasing it for PC for free. And, well, the simple fact of the matter is, as far as I know, they never released Skyrim, the regular edition, onto the Xbox One and PS4. And even if they did, and I just wasn't aware of it, when you get right down to it, it's still a changed version of the game. It's going to be a 64-bit version of the game instead of the 32-bit, which Skyrim was. And which way am I needing to go? I need to go east. So, I mean, you're talking about you're talking about a bit change from 32-bit to 64-bit, which itself would warrant a new game on consoles because the consoles are designed for a particular type. So it would have had to be released as a new game anyway. You can't just change it from 32-bit to 64-bit, even if the console already had the 32-bit version, because it's a completely new version of the underlying architecture. I mean, from a technical sense, maybe you could have released it as a mod, like a DLC for Fallout 4. That's the only real way it would work for releasing on the next-gen consoles to be done for free. But can you just imagine the sheer insanity of releasing Fallout 4's new DLC as Skyrim? So, however you cut it on consoles, it had to be a new game, and if it's going to be released as a new game, it's going to be in a proper case and all that. You have to pay for it because it has to go through all the shipping and marketing and go on the store shelves. It's just unavoidable. Well, since I don't have an Xbox One, I can't say how bad the modding scene is. But, I mean, I am developing a paid mod for PlayStation 4, so there's that. I have a client who has commissioned me to make him a custom mod for Fallout 4 for PlayStation 4. And it'll be released free on the actual network. But he's just paying for me to do all the work required to make him a custom mod. And, I mean, his mod's going to overhaul so much. I mean, you guys should see the design document I have for it. I've got like a 3-page document on just the changes to armors. I have a 3-page document just on changes to NPCs. It's this massive thing. I wouldn't regret buying Fallout 4 on PlayStation 4. The thing you have to keep in mind is that Bethesda doesn't really have control over, well, any platform for that matter. Sony is going to basically dictate the terms on how mods are going to be released onto their platform. Same thing with Microsoft. But the benefit of Xbox One is that Xbox One is derived from Windows OS because it was made by Microsoft who made Windows OS. It'd be the same thing with, like, if there was an Apple version, it would be based on the iOS platform. But Sony doesn't have their own operating system. They don't have, like, a computer operating system, you know. There isn't a Sony OS that you buy for your Sony phone and your Sony computer. So it's just in the gaming space, the console space, and that kind of affects everything. Fallout 4 has some definitely good aspects. I definitely enjoy playing Fallout 4. But, I mean, you're talking to someone who mods games the minute they come out, so you really can't say I really can't say a game is bad, because whatever I don't like, I'm going to mod and change. That's why I made the female armor overhaul for Skyrim. That's why I made the guard armor overhaul for Skyrim. That's why I made the Armorsmith Tweaks mod for Fallout 4. That's why I made the power armor overhaul for Fallout 4. There were parts of the game I did not like, so I changed them.
Mike knows why Falmer are blind. It has nothing to do with the Dwemer disappearing, really. For that price? Sure. Swift hunting.
Ooh, Sabercat belt. I could probably make a Sabercat backpack now. And you? What's your story?
Indeed. One should find his death while he can still call himself a proper man. We Orkmen are not like these Nords and Imperials who carry on until they are gray and feeble and their hair falls out. To cling to something past its usefulness is unseemly.
Well, I don't make ENBs, I make other types of mods. But you can ask your question, I'll try and answer it.
My time has come. I am old. Too old to become chief. It would be wrong for me to take wives at this age. So I will die. Malakath has given me a vision of a glorious death. I am to wait here until it finds me. As you can see, it has not yet arrived. Yes, were I to simply lay down and die, it would not please Malakath. Perhaps. Are you sure about this? We shall see.
Let me make sure that if I'm going to give this guy a good death, that I don't die in the process.
You are not here to grant me a good death. Then you can leave.
Apparently the guards did not like that. With those particular notes, go with your graphics card. You want to go with whatever's lower, but your graphics card wants to take priority. So, like, for example, if you had, like... No, just always go with whatever's lower. Because there's no real scenario where if you were to... If you have a graphics card that does, say, 4 gigabytes, but you only do, for some bizarre reason, only 2 gigabytes of system memory, which I can't even see being able to install the game with that, but yeah, you want to favor the graphics card. Your system memory is really superfluous. It's the graphic card memory you want to focus on, because that's where all the hard calculations are coming from, the graphics card. And 464 is pretty much is a graphics card. It's because 1 gigabyte is 1024 megabytes. So your 464 should be fine. If you had like a Titan with 8 gigabytes, it probably wouldn't matter. No, you just want to count the graphics card. The video memory might be able to offer some of a boost, but really, when it comes to these 3D games, it's your graphics card that's going to be the big deal. The system memory does offer benefits. Like my system here, I think, has 16 gigabytes of system memory, and I definitely saw an improvement when I upgraded from 8 to 16. But I mean, just to play the game, my graphics card was a giant boost. So there's definitely an interrelation between the two, but the video card takes priority. Well, it let me warm up while I'm inside this one here. Well, I'm warming up. That's always a good sign. I cannot seem to get any warmer. Yeah, I mean, I keep trying to think of like a scenario where you might want to count the system memory first, but no. I mean, even if you were to have one of those insane systems with 128 gigabytes of system memory, for like Skyrim or these 3D games, you would still be giving priority to the video card memory. You might, like, if you had one of those insane scenarios where you had like a lot of system memory, like if you had 16 gigabytes and like a 4 gigabyte video card, I might say you could try going with 5 gigabytes for ENB, simply because you just have such a ludicrously large amount of system memory that the overflow might be able to account for it. But with 4 and 8, like I said, you'd have to have a little, like an absolutely ludicrous amount of system memory in order to start counting it for ENB. Because the system memory is not going to really benefit the video card unless it's got like a ton of it that it can use. Alright, Hetro, good night. I'm going to see if I can make it back to the town. Turn in the Jagged Crown. And maybe do some selling. No, you definitely want to prioritize your video card. Like I said, your system memory does help, but not. It's not like a straight one-for-one conversion type of rate. We've all been new at one point. Nobody's nerfed. Hello, Mr. Plantman.